Good morning, yo. How's everybody doing? Definitely lots of update that we have from last Friday when we closed the YBS trade. And also many of you may have wondered what happened to my voice. It's because I was still fighting that cough that I have from last Friday, which we were supposed to do the VSA 360 Zoom dashboard member training, which we could not do it as myself and Zach are also down with it. But as I said before, the show needs to go on, and here I am to prove to the members that the market still need to go on, and that's why I'm here today in here. So try to bear with me with my unusual, perhaps more manly voice that you see. Let's get and see what we have for this morning and the outlook that we have for you. And let's go on to what we have today, what we intend to share to you, and something that we have changed the format of our breakfast show rather than moving towards the more focusing on the trading part rather than the news part. But many of you want to see that how do professionals like myself try to trade in and out into the market using daily charts, using intraday charts, and also not to forget the VSA 360. Now let's talk about some of the good side of the Pentagon guide and how does it work, and why do smart money is buying Top Glove and LHI now. We're going to be looking some of those ideas that we talk about. Also an update from last Monday, which is the first trade that we did on this new format that we have done, which is UliCorp, and also the closing of the YBS trade. And why do we trade this? Now definitely you want to look at is the good side of the Pentagon Guider, which is really going through many trades. Now when I say many trades in here, we are talking about 100, 200 trades. Now let me ask you too, how many trades have you done, typically in a year? 30, 40 trades? So to reach 200 trades, that will take you 4 or 5 years. Now think very carefully. I know some of you cannot always say, I cannot cut loss. So if you cannot cut loss, how would you have possibly even reached 200 trades? Now one of the best way to do this is actually to do back testing, where you trade as if you're using monopoly money. You cut loss as if you're using monopoly money. So having said that, that would put many of those psychological consideration that you have in your mind aside. Then you don't have to worry so much about it. And then once you get through that, then you will see some sort of fixed pattern will work again and again and again. And these are the opportunity that you must capitalize on it. Make sure the feeling of that emotion don't hinder your chance of moving forward to able to become a trader, an investor. And that's really all what we're trying to do in our Pentagon Guided Trading portfolio, to show with you when you have fixed rules based on fixed pattern and you trade consistently, you're able to make money, which I'm going to share with you today in here. And of course, can anybody with limited knowledge do that? As you can see, many of the tools that we have are already pre-beta. It will help you to learn faster. And most importantly, we are here always with you, to handhold you, to support you. As long as you're one of our members, or even the audience who constantly ask questions in here, we are there to support you as much as I can. And how can you learn more? Definitely you can join some of our YouTube, our Telegram chat room in here, and more importantly, ask questions, right? That's why we've been giving out feedback to the audience in here, and some of you who's given out feedback, as I'm going to share with you in this show today in here. Now let's look at some of the good side of the Pentagon Guider when we talk about in here. I've been this for the last 10-15 years of my life, and if anyone really asks me what do, I really study the smart money in here. Much has been said about this, where we have the Richard Wyckoff and also Tom Williams volume spread analysis. So you can see it can always be broken down into two parts: sign of strength, which is what we are looking for bullish move, and sign of weakness. But Tom said that we don't look in the market in terms of bullishness or bearishness. We look in terms of whether there are strength in the background or weakness in the background that will prompt the market to move higher. But of course, everybody accepted bullish and being bearish is the standard terminology in here. Now, Tom also said that he has his what we call lingua franca, which is the language of the market. As long as you can understand those language on the market in terms of sign strength, sign weakness, you can pretty much determine where the market's likely to go, and you follow the smart money. Now, many ways smart money use this to trick the unsuspected public into believing that market can go higher. And now, definitely one of them we are to be talking about is Top Glove, right? We're going to look at the Top Glove stocks. Since the Green Pentagon, which happened on the 30th of March, now is already 4th of April, that market has moved up. We will look at some of the indication on the back of the market, on the back of the strength before it started to move up. All right, and this is the Tom William father of VSA in here, and this is pretty much how we teach our student in our masterclass, and we're doing one in the coming April, right, of our 2-day workshop, the Deep Value Investing using fundamentals and VSA to time your entry. Make sure you check out on the 13th and 14th of April in that course. Now, going forward, to show you that we can make money, we're using real money. This is my account in here. The 4 trades that we have, this was from the last week on the 28th of March, all very nicely done, and you can see we have taken the profit for Evergreen. So if I go back, okay, just front the previous slide here, let's go back to the previous slide. You can see we have Elsoft, we have Evergreen, what at the time was 11720, Gamunda was at the 16%, LB Aluminium, but we kept on to it because we have our stop loss, we run our profit. Now, Pentagon guided portfolio, it's something that we give to all the members who will join us, whether you're plugged in a masterclass, to follow this. We are pretty confident going forward, even through our back testing 200 trades that we have going back to 2007. You can make an average of about 20 to 30% return per year, and that's in paper. Of course, doing it in live is another thing. That's why we are showcasing you. But having said that, we have taken profit for the 1,740 for Evergreen, and no doubt this morning, if you look at Evergreen, it continued to run higher, but that's okay. But we follow our rules, so that's why it's important to share with you that we want to showcase to you in here. So some of those trades will continue to run it in here. These are the portfolio strategy that we are doing in here. You can see we are still continuing to beat the market at episode 170 so far in here, not by a large, but it's still beaten the KLCI market in here. So the QR code, it's the one you can follow it. If those of you have QR code, you can scan it and you can go over to investing note and pretty much follow from us for our investing note portfolio update. And also, let's take a look at some of the good side of what we talk about in the Pentagon Guider. Now, definitely what we see in here, let me just bring here, the railway tracks are still pointing downwards. That means this is not a strong move to the upside yet, but let me just go on. We have a lot of sell-off that in here. Now, Tom always say that weakness always begin when we see climatic volume, the first sign that we see, and also we have seen the bottoming of the ASP prices. Average selling prices seems to be improving. Then we have the low volume accumulation in here. That was what we are looking for. And then Green Pentagon, this is a very classic move, and took out of the uptrust, which is another strong indication that smart money has gone in and able to overcome a lot of the weakness that we've seen in here. Now let's take a look at the market this morning in here. Where is Top Glove? Now, some of you may ask me, why don't I get into Top Glove since the Green Pentagon? The point is trying to showcase to you is to get in the next bar, the next opening bar of, now you can see Top Glove has, it's up about 0.5% in here. Usually when you get a widespread bar like this, usually you get a bit of profit taking in here. But the stocks that in play, it's actually LHI, which we're going to get onto it very shortly in here. All right, so let me just move this to the side here. So that is still in the downtrend in here, meaning market will continue to retest in here. And if you are an advanced student of our masterclass, there's still a lot of opportunity in some of these rubber gloves. Use those advanced patterns to get in. But if you're Pentagon for beginner, you want to enter the next day after the Pentagon. Now let's take a look at the next chart that we have for you, which we are considering from our Pentagon Guider. If you can see from our chart here. And now let me just scroll to the bigger screen here. You can see these stocks I've taken from, let me just go on to the Pentagon Guider, hit that button here, and you had seen this, all the chart stocks that we talk about in here. Top Glove is number 7, right? And so what I did was try to look for some sort of a good side of the Pentagon guider, yeah, which is we see accumulation and we see a breakout increasing in the volume. So you can see number 2, item number 2 there, which is Leong Hub, which is egg kind. So if you look from this chart in here, market fell off from 60 cents. Railway track still sloping down, very similar to what we've seen for the Top Glove stock, but there are some low volume accumulation you can see here. Okay, let me just switch to a wider chart. Right, the accumulation in here, and then you have the green Pentagon, and that's where we wanted to get in. So far I have tried to park in to get in at 54 cents. Later I'll show you the entry, but I haven't got in yet. Maybe I will miss this one, then I have to let it go and then look for another one tomorrow. The key thing is try to look for those green Pentagon just appearing yesterday, means in this case will be last Friday. So you can look at Leong Hub here, you can see this one has already surged to 555 already. I was trying to get in at 54, right, giving it a bit more room, but the market took off from 545 and right now it's 555 already. All right, it seems to be moving up very fast pace in here, but take note that's a lot of resistance in here. 5-6 would likely to see this market to pull back. So that's what, it's not one of the best, as I said before, of the trade. So that's why if you have SMARTRobie, do this every day, because in the live breakfast show we're only doing on Monday to showcase to you. If you have a trade, we do it, if not we don't. But having said that, let me just show you the entry on the trade we have put in. You can see we are buying at 54 cents here, 11,200, and also a little bit of update on Yuli Corp later, which is we are targeting at 145 here. All right, so this is where we are in this scene of the market here, and that is the 2 good sides that we have found out about Pentagon guider. Now if you have any questions that you want to ask on, just pencil in the comments in there, and also some of the stocks you want me to look at, just put it in there. I'll be happy to help you to take a look at those stocks. At the same time, we are looking also in the other area too, which I'm going to talk about here. Now some short lessons in here, just to summarize the 2 charts that we have. You got to wait for the Pentagon guider to buy. Very simple. Some people who want to be in, should you be out, right? Those are the things that beginner criteria. You enter on the next day on the opening price, and select trade idea have signs of accumulation on the left, lots of sign of strength like what we've seen in LHI, and also better if you have that railway track, the medium term moving average and the short term moving average really sloping upwards rather than sloping downwards. Follow the smart money, follow the green Pentagon in here. All right, that's how we want to do it. Now, congratulations to the winner of our audience who has been following us. That's definitely Michelle, Doreen, Aries, and Dominic John Baptist. Congratulations. So I've sent you the money already. It's a small profit, no doubt, but at least you get to see some of the profit in here. And Yuli Corp, if you do realize it, again, we will be sending out those to your Touch and Go card. Now, for the new audience who want to participate in this, very simple, just download the Touch and Go wallet into your site, so make sure you have, and submit to their feedback and tell me what stocks that we are live trading today. And if I made money, I will share the winnings with you. If I lose money, don't worry, I won't ask you for money in here. But the whole point is to get a little bit of fun, a little bit of excitement in the day-to-day life that we have, you know, pretty mundane in here, and to showcase some of these trades that we have done are real trades, real money, small money, but it's still considering to be good too. All right, so congratulations to our 4. Now the last live trade that we did, Yuli Corp update, we are setting our profit at 145. We entered somewhere around 135 here. We couldn't get in. I did like about it because you could see on the left hand side, we always want to look for tests, a lot of signs of strength and a spring in here. Market picks up, and also it aligns with the right industry, which is the industrial product. So that's really one of the good side of the Pentagon. You got spring in here, and that's where Yuli Corp start to go up. All right, and the last Friday trade, the VSA 360 trade, remember we did also MYEG. Now I've also explained why I did MYEG trade is because there is talks now from the Pakatan side that the likelihood of GE15, we all know what's GE15, right? General election 15 is coming. So one of the things that many of you may want to look at is to keep up a list of the so-called government UMNO counters, which we do have in our VSA 360. Check it out in there. You can subscribe to it and get the whole list as we monitor those. When the green Pentagon comes out, you can really check it out. So we found that MYEG is also timely, and you can see here you have one resistance here, a second, and likelihood it will break out on this 1 year. No doubt it was an intraday trade. Market's not running as fast as it is here. We hope that we do get some, but if we will target for short profit, at least to share the winnings with the those of you who have updated in here. So watch out for the slide that we have the update URL in here. But this morning, let's take a look at the where we are on the MYEG here. So you can see this is already up here. This is MYEG. Despite we have, so very important, as I said before, we wanted to take out the uptrust, which is the 104. Okay, so we continue to monitor this. If you look from the, let me just expand this a bit more, then you can see here, clicking on here, there are about 2 millions on 103 and 4.6 million. So there are a lot more buyers at 102. Let's hope this thing will move up, align with what we've seen on the general election 15 in here. There is a possibility. Now, if you analyze these stocks in here, and switching to a wider chart here, you can see they are all top, the 106, the 11 in here. So definitely, if he does break out to the 104, which take a bit of time, the breaking of 106, 107 is likely to come. But of course, we will check those through our Pentagon guider in here. And let me just show you how we do that. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Just switch on to... All right, that's okay. Let's take a look at the MYEG. So you can see MYEG here. And we want to look at the trading plan. Okay, so this is why you combine SMARTRobie in here to give you the trading. So you can see from here, 104, which is broken through the R1. 106 is the next resistance. So 106, 155. That is the 106 that we are talking about in here. Okay, support is definitely, weekly support is 105.5. Resistance in here. Let's look at the stop loss. We have the exit strategy. Weekly support is about 97 cents in here, which you take a look at it. Yeah, I would think just below here 97 cents, but somewhere if you do drop back to 99 cents, you need to cut. So let's see how this thing go from in here during the course of the day for the MYEG trade. All right, so that's how we will set up our TB 106. Okay, 103, 106 is very short term. If you just back to 106, you can take maybe a 107 or that case, right? Because we want to see retest back in here. We're going for very, very short, quick profits, as I said before, when we do some of these live trades, is to share those winnings with our members in here. Of course, if you do follow the plan, you can put it much, much higher in here and set some sort of old high resistance that you do for. Accordingly, you can vary your plan here. Most importantly, have some sort of plan. Now, for our live trade that we have with the audience that we did, you can see MYEG, we had it at 103, so we'll break even. Uli Corp, let's take a look at Uli Corp where we are this morning here. So, okay, Uli Corp now has gone back to 137. Okay, we couldn't get out at 145. It went up to 144. Right, just 145 will be great. Then, you know, we have another winner in here. Markets pull back, but that's fine. Staying above the now you notice this two, right, the two railway tracks are tracking it up, and generally give it a bit of time, because why? We are trading the end of day charts. We are not trading the intraday charts. I know a lot of time don't succumb to emotion, which is one of the biggest deterrent to being a better trader and investor. I think that's many of you time and time again I've been talking about. We all succumb to emotion very easily. I can understand that. Then that's why we are here to support you, right? To be anyway. Most important is ask the kind of question is that you have, and we are likely to take into it. Great. Some of you guys are putting in the question that you want me to check out those stocks. We will look at it in here. So the Pentagon guide to fulfill this criteria is definitely using the SMARTRobie that we have seen early on, which I did show you here. Go to Pentagon Guider, and for those of you who are with our VSA 360, you can check out the slightly more detailed and advanced Pentagon Guider that we have. So you can click that one. You can see, right, these are all the stocks inside here. Use the trading plan for your TP, right? Be mindful, markets now are very called volatile, like in the sense. Let's take a look where the market is this morning in here. We can key in the KLCI market in here, and did it turn green, Pentagon? Not yet, right? Not yet. It's still in red, but if it does break higher, then we expect it to turn green, Pentagon. This morning is down 5 points that we're seeing in here. Now remember, we want the moving average, the shorter term, to be higher than the moving average, which means we're going to have a sloping upwards, right? Up bar closer and higher, and volumes increasing. So time and time again, we keep repeating these are the criteria you need to memorize and put it up in your head. A lot of time we like to do things we love to do. We buy stocks that we've been wanted to buy without putting consideration to the criteria, and these are the criteria you should take note of. Right, so we have done one trade. We are putting in at 54 cents in here. Let me just show you the order that I have. Yes, this is the order that we confirm to buy LHI at 54, been modified in here, and also Ulicorp we are trying to sell at 145. All right, for small trades in here, and okay. So the Pentagon Guider LHI that we did, it's a pretty okay. Let's relook into it, and LHI. Okay, you can see the market jumps up, pretty fast. Now it's coming back down in here. Because when it goes up too fast, usually the market will pull back a bit more. If the trade I could not hit at 54 cents, I'll probably cancel it and I won't trade it and look for another Pentagon Guider. So we reserve our cash, reserve our cash, reserve our bullet for another trade this Friday again, right? And make sure we make some money in here. Okay, a little bit of money, it's good. From time to time, we have a little bit of upside, and the upside should pay for many of the bigger expenses that we have in life, right? For example, education and so forth. This is what is income trading is all about, using the Pentagon Guider intraday trading that we do on Friday. All right. So usually we want to tie back to also to the hot sectors in here, and this is where you can key in the hot sectors, and right now you can check it out, hot sector technology. So there's a lot of technology stocks. You can click on the technology stocks, which you can cover during your own time in here. What are those technology stocks? A lot of them are turning already green, Pentagon 00900 and so forth. So those are the things that you can look at. And again, using the criteria that I talk about in here, make sure the green Pentagon is there. And of course, you may say, Martin, the green Pentagon 2 weeks ago, how to enter today? So that's why it's also good for you to learn up some of the advanced patterns that we teach in our masterclass, right? To ensure that you are aligned with the so-called professional things, the good side of the Pentagon Guider that will help you too. All right, and using SMARTRobie is definitely one way to start out with. Okay, let's move on to next thing in here, and this is the feedback. What are the stocks that we are doing live trading in here? Make sure you key that in there. Let me give you a hint. It's LHI, right? Give us your feedback, and we do make any winnings from that one. We'll share the good news in here. So that's the QR code in here. If you want to give some comment in here, we'll be happy to. And we received one good comment from Baptist, Mr. Baptist is in here, and he said that it's very difficult to believe that trading the Malaysian stock could be so easy. I mean, I was skeptical at first, but the simple yet methodological rule-based trading strategy through our VSA 360 software plugin has opened his eye. Congratulations to our team in here, making average investor simple to enable newbie to compete with the big boys. I think the key word here is average investor. I think that's the whole point. The message is always become most average investor, they are under tool, under skill, and under capital. Do you agree or not? If you agree, just type 1 there. Under skill, under tool, and under capital. So with that, how can you fight with the bad boys? So with our SMARTRobie and together VSA 360, we hope to even back the ad. That's how when I first started off, I was just like you, an average investor, under skill, under tool, and under capital. So some of the capital size that we see that we trade 5,000, 6,000 ringgit per trade, it's practically what average investor can do, right? So we do what we do best. Try not to get too big of a big profit right? We tone down our so-called grandeur winnings. You know, we want to win 100,000. No, we tone it down and make it a small win. Little bit, sikit lama jadi bukit. You see what I mean, right? And that's what I wanted to portray and really share my thoughts with you in here, to make average investor to make money, because statistics have shown if you are average, it's very difficult to make money in a volatile, non-trending market that we see in the Malaysian. And that's why we always said before, only buy when the market is trending, like the green Pentagon. That's where you see the odds is on your side in here. So again, thank you to Mr. Dominic Baptist for your great review, and have a nice day to you too, right? So let's focus on the final part of pretty much what we want to talk this morning. Wait for the green Pentagon, right? Always wait for volume confirmation, look for the retest to the breakout, right? First, if you want to trade with the trend, remember we talk about the railway tracks, right? Don't be greedy. Again, that's why we are going for very small profit, because average investor, right, with the small capitals, undersized, underskilled, we need to take quicker ones and come back at it. Trade with a plan. If the trade don't work out, cut loss and so forth, right? Just like we taken profit for YBS in here, because our timeline is only about intraday, more than 5 days in here. I think at one point YBS will break out above the 60 cent. Those one of the trades that we did, but I think we have enough. We move on to another share, right? That's where we is, because we train our system such a way. If I buy that share need to move with the trend. If it doesn't, I don't want to be in, I want to be out. We need to be firm with our decision, and that's how we want to move on in here. Okay, so we talk about the good side of the Pentagon very quickly. We talk about LHI today, the Leong Hop top glove, right? I know some of you have other rubber gloves. We will take a look at it. And one of the best way is to really back test this. As I've done this show, episode 170. So some of you would have seen overall the number of trades that we have done, and there will be some fixed pattern that is coming again and again. And not all trade works. Having said that, right? If the market is trending, you have a very good 55 to 75% of winning, and those are the patterns that you want to be able to trade on. And so right now we're using the Pentagon live trading, real money, to showcase with you. Can anyone limited knowledge do it? Yes, of course, right? We are demonstrated by Mr. Dominic Baptist, which stated in his comment in here, takes a bit of time, no doubt, but it can be done. Right? How can you learn more? And I do hope that some of you will join some of our paid program, as well as some of our public program in here, to get into the scheme of things. Of course, just a notice in here, we don't do our Wednesday breakfast show anymore. We still keep our Wednesday night show for special topics, and our Friday will be the next one that we're doing on the VSA 360. Okay, all right. Thank you for giving your feedback to our Google Play form, and also the Apple Store in here. So right now we'll be looking at some of the stocks that you guys want me to look at, and let's turn your attention to the chart here. Opening price is the takeout price. No, opening price is the price you want to get in. Okay, Kosan, we got Kosan here. Let's take a look. Kosan cannot buy lah. Kosan buy down here. Always buy if you're Pentagon, because this is a breakfast show. This is a beginner's topic, so I will assume some of you coming maybe beginner. If you're beginner, you buy on the opening of the next bar, like what we did for LHI. So right now, I think for Kosan, you wanted to take profit or wanted to run higher, isn't it? But if you look at Top Glove, right, some of these, let's look at Hatta too. Okay, Hatta always started to pick up in here, and I think Kosan, right, you got the profit taking because of what? You got the 5% move last Friday, but I would assume you still have Kosan, right? Continue to run your profit, okay? Use the ATR stop loss in there as the point, or you can use the SMARTRobie profit target for that. Okay, and we look at revenue. Now, I will assume if you are a trader for revenue in here, if you are a trader for revenue in here, from a Pentagon side, the good side of it, there's no entry. All right, the entry was at the 18th of March. Okay, 18th of March, the market has pulled back in here. Whatever reason, if you're going to be buying with for revenue, make sure you stick to some of those advanced pattern we talk about, more tests, and see that the market has a very good pattern. All right, a lot of the time, a lot of the public buy things because it becomes very popular. The price has fallen off. They don't pay attention to a lot of the charts and the setup, and that is likely. It's the same thing. If you don't pay a lot of attention to it and you don't clear that doubt, you don't do that kind of backtesting that we talk about in here, a lot of time those trades may not work as it is, and no surprises, the result is not what you are looking for. Okay, I hope I answer your question, Mr. Ringkit. Okay, any more stocks that you want me to look at? Those two stocks. Okay, of course, don't forget to smash that subscribe button in our Trade VSA. Also check out the latest video that we have in there, and definitely from every week we are releasing new video which is slightly different from the format that we are doing in our breakfast show in here. Of course, you can also catch the archive in our breakfast show, so don't forget to also recommend to your friend, and our Telegram chat room in here. If you have not subscribed to it, do subscribe, and be informed of all our daily activities and news launch that we have in here. And one more last check if we do have any. Now that's about it. Okay, great guys, thank you for coming. We'll keep it short and save more time. I'll see you on Wednesday night for another talk, which anybody want me to talk about any particular topic this Wednesday? If not, I'll just bring up one topic in relation to the market where we'll look at in here. Always don't be late into the market. Many times a lot of people, after the market has gone up, they only want to come in, and that's why you'll notice I will be telling you, you're always late, right? Remember, average investor, if you don't have the tools, don't have the capital, a lot of time you're actually very disadvantaged. Think about that. Okay, put edge on your side so you'll be consistently making winnings, right? Like what we are doing with our tools in here. Okay, we have IOI Corp. Let's take a look at one chart here. IOI Corp here. That will be our last stocks for this morning from Clement. Okay, yep, IOI, yeah, green Pentagon, that's right. Yep, you got green Pentagon in here. No doubt this is a pullback. Today 1.8% in here. Remember, we're trading, so your entry will be at 422. All right, 422, a nice entry. You got NS pull up in here, and let's see the coming days where you. And remember, try to align the stocks that you have with the sector. Okay, sector is very important. IOI Corp, it's conglomerate, nor here nor there, but look at the hot sectors in here. If you want your stock to move up, make sure you align in it. A lot of time people just so-called very single-minded kind of thing. No, I just Pentagon I buy. No. All right, the good side of Pentagon guider, you want to have the odds on your side. You need to align with the hot sectors. Okay, you can go on to Pentagon in here, hit the hot sectors. The hot sectors is the technology sectors in here. All right, industrial, healthcare. Now let's check out IOI and see where is IOI, what sector is IOI Corp. And you can go to stock fundamentals in here. That is IOI is in IOI Corp is plantation. Okay, now plantation is not much in the favor in here. Just take note in here. It will be great we have this big move that we're seeing in here, but right now this morning could be a quick draw major. But having said that, the market has actually turning down. You can see, right, the railway track was up. It's not turning down. Just be a bit careful on this one in here. For me, I usually pay attention more to the what we call the sector move, because the sector will dictate the longer term of the Pentagon, because when smart money know this could be just a distribution in here, so keep that in mind. Oh, we have another one here, MRCB. MRCB, yeah, it's continue to run this. You can see green Pentagon in here, holding up. It took a longer time. That's why sometimes when you have green Pentagon, you can do two things. You can have quick profits, meaning very short, 5% kind of thing. If it doesn't move, you cut, or you can keep it and run until the ATR stop loss, just like what we're doing for our trading view. So there's two sets of variant trading rules that we have in here, so that will stay away from making all those sudden emotional kind of gesture. Oh, not moving in here. So learn to read the chart, people. All right, learn to read the chart. It's important, and since if you're under skill, then you would probably have not much of an edge in this market in here, right? Join our program, subscribe to our Trade VSA package in here. We have a very good deal in here, and we are here to support you, like we've been here for the last 2 years since the COVID in here continued in. Despite good weather, bad weather, we are here to support you. All right, that's all we have for here. Thank you again, and don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat room, and thank you. Bye bye.